The mysterious and sacred land we are going to introduce to you today lies on the trijunction of the countries of India, Nepal, and Tibet Autonomous Region of China. Crossing the Himalayan mountains, we will see the Himalayan Pass on the border. This pass is called Liplak Pass and has always been used since ancient times by traders, mendicants, and pilgrims transiting between India and Tibet. The location of Tibet, deep in the Himalaya mountains, made travel to Tibet extraordinarily difficult at any time. In the 17th century, the first documented Europeans to arrive in Tibet were a pair of Portuguese Jesuit missionaries. Until the 19th century, explorers were still trying to map out this mystical land and complete the challenging quest to travel around Tibet. Liplak and the nearby areas are surrounded by three main rivers and tributes it carries. First, it joins the Ganges River, which is a transboundary river of Asia flowing through India and Bangladesh. The river rises in the western Himalayas in the Indian state of Uttarakhand. Secondly, the Indus River, which is a transboundary river of Asia and a trans-Himalayan river of South and Central Asia, crossing places like Pakistan, India, and Tibet. Lastly, the Brahmaputra is a transboundary river which started from the Manasova Lake and flows through Tibet, China, India, and Bangladesh. The complexity of nature results in the complexity of religion and culture. Lake Manasova is in the western mountain range of the Himalayas. This extremely beautiful blue lake is situated at a 4,590 meters elevation and is considered a natural wonder. Devotees believe that gods and angels take bath in Manasova during early morning hours, and that a person's all sins could be forgiven by taking a bath in Lake Manasova. Mount Kailash and its surrounding area in the region have been considered sacred places of spiritual power and realization by many religions. Hindus consider it to be abode of Shiva, while Buddhists believe it's the home of Damchok, an incarnation of Buddha who represent pure bliss. Jains believe it is the site where the first Tirthankara attained the liberation, while people of the Bon religion consider it to be the cosmological axis. From the religious perspective, Mount Kailash perceived significant religious power and has been sacred for manifesting gods or being the center of the universe. Mount Kailash, given its paramount importance to the religions, has been the final destination of yatra for the religions. There are two routes for the Kailash Manasova yatra. The first route is through Liplak Pass, and it takes 24 days to finish, including 3 days of preparatory work in Delhi. The second route is through Nathula Pass, and takes 21 days to finish, including 3 days of preparatory work in Delhi. Pilgrimage is a process of establishing a rapport with the sacred geography by sending the message of the landscape that has been embedded in myth, legends, and tales. In June 2013, there was a big flash flood in Uttarakhand state in northern India, caused by a large rock and ice avalanche. The disaster led to the destruction of bridges and roads, and the batches of yatra that year has been cancelled. Not long ago, in February 2021, another flood happened in Uttarakhand again, and destroyed the roads and bridges again. Natural disasters have expanded the contingency of the yatra routes and increased the unpredictability of the land, adding the complexity of nature and religion and cultures. The complexity of the hydrological system also results in an ambiguity of the territory. On the border between India, Nepal and China, territorial disputes have been a historical legacy for ages. The focal point of the dispute is the Kalapani-Liprahara-Liplak Tri-junction between Nepal, India and China. Located on the banks of the Kali River, the Kalapani regions lies on the eastern border between India's north state and Nepal's western state. Nepal claims that the river originates from a stream in Limpurhura, northwest of Liplak. Therefore, both the Kalapani and Limpurhura as well as the Liplak belong to the eastern part of the river, that is, to the Darchula district of the far western portion of Nepal. New Delhi's statement, on the other hand, is that the Kali River originates from springs below the pass. And although the treaty does not delineate the area north of these springs, administrative and taxation records dating back to the 19th century show that Kalapani lies on the Indian side and is counted as a part of Pitaragraph district, now part of the North Arkan. India always considered Liplak as a tri-junction with the territory to the east of the pass. China also accepts that it belongs to India, and that's why it is allowing it as a route to Tibet. On Nepal's side, Nepal has criticized the opening of Mansova route as an Indian act of unilateralism and encroachment, because Nepal's territory stretches from Lipurura and the territories of Liplak and Kalapani belongs to Nepal. Each side has been arguing over the territory for years. The ambiguity also brings about the complexity of infrastructure. Under this case, every single road constructed through the disputed territory may be regarded as a justification for the territory vesting. The complex and challenging nature of the geographical condition around Liplak and Perang, including the hydrology system and topography, combines to determine the religious and cultural complexity of the region and the ambiguity of its territoriality. At the same time, this complexity contributes to the vulnerability of this land. Ambiguity is a source of conflict when it comes to territorial dispute, and on the border between China, India, and Nepal, there is always a high level of tension and the possibility of armed conflicts at any time. The various forms of conflict and even the above-mentioned protests over infrastructure construction may in turn have an impact on the original religious and cultural roots of activities here. All factors and contradictions are intertwined in the last known land on the map.